Well, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all well. We have Jeff with us by the grace of God. Things conspired to let him join us tonight. At one point today, we thought this might not be happening, but it has. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing really good. I got to turn my volume down. I'm doing really good. I am in. Where am I? I am in. I'm in Illinois. So I'm in Illinois, and
Yeah.
I'm on my way right now back to Omaha. And I have a surprise for everyone tonight.
Oh, go on then. What's that?
I
Yeah.
texted somebody that I went to high school with that I liked very much when I was in high school. And I just heard from her. Her name is Debbie, and she's probably out there in the audience.
No way. That we
Honest?
were, you mentioned because we were going through your old school yearbook, weren't we?
Yes.
Oh,
And I
wow.
said, this is Debbie Mankey. She was captain of the cheerleading squad, and she was the prettiest girl in my high school by far. Uh, and that I found her online and I texted her.
Oh, that's brilliant news. That's brilliant news. She's going to come on the show tonight. You sent her a link so she can come and join us.
No, I just sent her a link so she could see the show. But I would love it if we could get her to come on the show. I would love it.
Well, if she wants to, Debbie, isn't it? Debbie, if you're out there, you can hear me. Message Jeff. If you want to come on the show, we can put you on screen. We can all say hello and have a reunion. That'd be great. I'll send you a link, or Jeff can send you a link, and we can bring you on the show. So if you're out there and you want to come in, and that applies to anybody else while I'm at it. If you fancy coming up on here with on screen with us, having a chat about something, telling us about something you're doing, anything, just pop a little message in the left hand side, right hand side there. Jeff will pick it up. He'll send you a link, and there you go. That will be fantastic. And don't forget also, the phone lines are open. I'll do this little clicky thing over here, I think. And if I do that,
Well, I'll catch up on the comments. We have the Wandering Ponderer with us. He
good
says, as no
evening.
one is here yet, I will eat all the hobnobs.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, completely. Someone's got to do it. It's a
Roland
filthy
Barr is
job.
with us. You're going to meet up with Roland, aren't you?
I think so. I hope so. Yes. Next week, I'm off to, I call it Holland, but to give it its proper name, the Netherlands. Again, because I love the place and because I can do a day trip from Utrecht to Wuppertal. Now, Wuppertal, I think I showed a video a few shows back, is an amazing place in Germany. It's a valley which has had steel towns growing in it, but because it's a steep sided valley, there's a road and a river through the middle. And if you leave the road and go left or right, you're going up steep hills. So they had nowhere to put a train. So they built it in the air. And it's been running for 100 years, since 1925 this year. And so I've always wanted to go. And I thought, let's go. And who do I know in Germany? I know Roland. So we've invited Roland. He's emailed me to say he's interested. I have had an email just before the show where he asked me what time I'm leaving. I'm going to be arriving in Wuppertal about 1:30, 1:45, and I'm leaving just before 9 o'clock at night, getting back to Utrecht just before midnight. But you see, you can do that in the Netherlands. The trains will run, they will turn up, and they will get you there on time. And if you needed a bus, there would be a bus waiting to take you where you're going. As it happens, I can just walk to where I'm staying. In fact, I can almost see it as I get off the train. But yes, so I'm looking forward to that so much. So much.
Station Master is with us. He says, might not say too much tonight. I got the galloping allergy. It's, uh, it's yuck. You picked up yuck.
Oh,
You know,
no.
you have to feel sorry for these people that have kids and grandkids because they're germ factories.
Oh, they are. They are. Absolutely. Stay away from kids if you want to stay healthy. I know it sounds a horrible thing to say, but it is true. It
A
is.
moment of Murphy is with us. We would sure love to have you on the show, Andrew.
Yeah, join
Uh,
us anytime.
if you have time and you have the inclination, we would sure love to ask you where you grew up and everything about you, and it would be fun.
Yeah.
We have Jackie with us tonight. Good evening, Gabriel and Jeff. Mason Lawson is here.
Wow.
Uh,
Again. Hi.
we're, we're loving your broadcast. Bernie from the Social Club brought me to you. We are very happy to have you here, Mason.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show.
Ed Hasseltine is with us. Glad to have you, Ed. And I think that catches us up.
That's good. That's good. So, what have you been doing this week, Jeff? You've had a busy week, haven't you? All
Oh
in all.
man, I went to Texas and I got in a full on brawl with my liver because it was very upset with me because I overdosed on Texas barbecue. But after my liver forgave me and simmered down, I managed to get out of Texas.
Although
And
we
I
are still on we are on a ban, aren't we? Still barbecue ban.
no, no, I found a barbecue sandwich in the freezer. I'm having it for dinner. So, but
Oh
my liver can survive one. It's the 5 and 6 at a time that it was arguing with me.
yes. If I say Jeff eats like an American, you'll know what I mean. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well,
Well,
so apart from that, what have you been up to?
I guess we should explain if Debbie is out there. We should explain that you and I have became friends over the last 3.5 years, and you are the brother that I never had, and that is how we came together to do this, to start doing this show.
And that's
I guess
in both ways. Yeah.
I managed to put up with you, and you managed to put up with me. So
We do. We do. We do it very well, don't we? We rub along, I think is the term. Right, so let's move on. Now, we've got a lot to get through tonight, and as usual, we probably won't get through all of it. I sat down today with a cup of coffee and came up with a running order for the show. Now, I've got glasses, which I do you know what? Here's a story for you. I used to lose these for a hobby. I could go through 3 pairs a day. Jeff will tell you. I mean, I'd be looking for my glasses. They'd be on my head, or they wouldn't be on my head. I'll put them down. I could put a pair of glasses down like that, and I could look over there and look back, and they're gone. I don't know how I do it. Anyway, Jeff said, "Do you want to get a chain?" And I said I would cut my arm off and feed it to a gorilla before I wore a chain on my glasses. Because, no, not a good look. So then I found some of these kind of made of swimming suit, the big fat.
croquettes like the fishermen use.
Yeah. And I put them on there because they didn't look stupid and they worked. But then for some reason I stopped wearing it. Was it? I can't think what it was. Oh, it did. They didn't work with hoodies because of the way they rode up. Anyway, I stopped using them. And you know what? I can honestly say with my hand on my heart, I have not lost a pair of glasses since. Have I? I can. I know you might hear me say, "Where's my glasses?" 5 seconds later, they're in my hands. I might not be able to find them straight away, but I can find them. So there you go. What was I doing? I was looking at this, wasn't I? Right. So what have we got tonight? Okay. Right. This one, Glastonbury has a thing called the Town Deal. The Town Deal, the government, in its wisdom, the previous government, not the one we have now, the previous government decided they were going to make some money available for towns to do things to kind of boost their economy, make it a nicer place to live, turn some areas around that needed turning around, that sort of thing. The idea was that the towns would come up with a list of projects that they would like to do with some money if they were to receive it from the government. Now, every single town that put in for the Town Deal, the request came from a town council. However, Glastonbury was different. Every single request to fund the project from Glastonbury's entry came from community projects rather than the town council saying we want this, we want that. I mean, the town council were involved, and one of the projects was the town council refurbishing St Dunstan's house next door. More about that later. But there's been some controversy. Some of the projects haven't worked, and some of the projects have worked. Recently, I went across to the Tor Leisure Centre, which is a leisure centre with a large piece of land attached to it, very close to the centre of town. And some money has been spent on that, and it's been brought back to life. And I have to tell you, I went in there last week to do with something else, and it's lovely. It really, really is nice. It has been overhauled, restored, whatever you want to call it, rejuvenated to a very high standard, and the materials and the workmanship appears to be really, really good. So that's now open. When I get back from Holland next week, I've arranged to go in, meet up with the manager, who's a viewer, by the way, and who is going to show me around, and I'll make a film of it and let everybody see what's there. Now, other projects are ongoing. Now, a couple of the films tonight I'm going to show you are related to those projects. They're all due to be delivered this year, pretty much. And so they're starting to come online. We've had Tor Leisure was the first. Again, I think I might have been in Bruges or the Netherlands. I was somewhere when that opened, so I didn't get to do that. And so the next one that's come along was the Abbey. Now, if you've ever been to Glastonbury recently, you'll know the Abbey's been using a temporary entrance because of the works being done. And if you were here a while ago, you would remember the entrance where you went through the gate up to the top, and you paid to go in, and then you're in the Abbey. You could go to the chapel or the Abbey. Well, that's all been changed now, and they've now created quite a nice area. I did do a video about this the other day, and what I've done is I've created a short version of it so that I could show it to you now. I'm just looking for it because it's behind the camera. I know it's there somewhere. Where's it gone? Whoa, hang on. Not that one, not that one. Sorry, this is very unprofessional. I just can't see what I'm doing, Market.
Debbie has joined us in the comments. So all of you out there that want to know everything about, or want to know anything about me, Debbie is the person to ask, because
I will be there later.
We went to high school together. We junior and senior year.
Okay, so here's your first question, Debbie. What was young Jeff Kellison like at school? There you go. What's that? I mean, I will tell you, I don't know what he was like when you knew him, probably a bit of a tearaway, I don't know. But he's grown into be probably the nicest person you could wish to meet. So I'd like to know what he was like when he was a young tearaway. There you go. First question. Right. So I found my film. It was here all along. Let's go and have a look at this. This is what they've done to the Abbey entrance. And the lady that got to walk through the gate first is a friend of mine. She's a lovely old thing. Here we go. In the doors.
Welcome everybody.
Well, it's open, ladies and gentlemen. The new doorway and the new entrance to the Abbey is open. Let's go and have a look. So I'm stood by the gates where Merlin once stood.
I don't think there's any sound, Gabe.
Let's take a wander in and have a look at what they've done to the place since we were last here. Well, the pathway's new. Look at the path. That's really nice. If anybody in the comments can say if they can hear this video.
Oh, never mind. Yes, there's sound. I'm sorry.
Most of the new stuff is kind of starting here. These benches are new, and these buildings here are all new. All new. Now, what's happened is they've opened this out into a courtyard. Now, the important thing is the chapel over there, which is now this side of the gate line. So once you're through those outer doors, you can come into here. The admissions office is over there. The shop and presumably the cafe is, I'm presuming, in there somewhere. But the chapel, importantly, is now accessible from this yard, which is very nice, and I suspect will become a bit of a sun trap. Now, to gain entrance to the Abbey, you would come to the admissions office and through past the helpful ladies on the door. Now, to your left, you have the exhibitions still. Hello. You still have the exhibitions. And this was the original entrance to the Abbey that they've reused. And from out here, it blends in. You'd hardly notice it's been done, but obviously it has been done. So this is the new building. We'll go over and have a look at what's on the other side. Look at the wonderful glass, look, with the columns in it. That's really nice. That's really nice. And then we go over here towards the shop. Now, another thing they've done, let's just go around here. What was the entrance to the Abbey, which was over there, is now gated. And this path has been put in, and this garden has been laid out. So normally we would have gone in through there, but now you don't do that. But look at this. Let's go and have a look in the shop. And there is the cafe, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful. The shop where you can buy all your knickknacks pertaining to the Abbey. There we go. Really nice. Well then, there you go. That's it. The new Abbey entrance is open. The courtyard is available to the public. And if you look back down there, you can see the work that's been done on the walkway. Well, there you go. As you can see, the Abbey now has put that chapel, of which you can go into, which is beautiful inside. If you see the full video, which I put out a couple of days ago, you can see I pan around inside. It's absolutely lovely in there. And it's very quiet and it's very restful. And people go in there to sort of meditate, think about the world, you know, all that sort of thing. Now you can do that without having to pay to go in the Abbey, which is a nice thing.
Ed has a question for you. Just a quick question, Gabriel. Will the Beckett's be open to the public the night before the Beltane, or is it closed because of the maypole being there for the next day?
No, Beckett's is open. Beckett's is open, and Bridget will be looking forward to seeing you all.
Debbie, Beckett's is a pub in Glastonbury where Gabriel lives, a very, very old pub.
Yes, run by a very lovely lady who is very much involved in the town.
Who has the most incredible sense of humor on the planet.
She has. Yes, she has.
She does.
Very good lady. So, yes, if you do come down on the day of Beltane, in the back garden, you will be able to see the maypole being prepared and gotten ready. They don't, you can go there and see that. The Beckett's always puts something on and looks after people who go there, and it's a beautiful garden. It's a beautiful garden to go and sit in. There's trees overhanging. The Green Men have got like a bower there with a fire pit in it. It's just really, really nice. Really, if I drank, it would be my local. Simple as. But I don't, so it's not.
I'd go there just to listen to Bridget. I would.
I'd pop in and I'd just have coffee.
I would go there all the time just because she's so funny. She's such a wonderful person.
Yes. And just I know that the mics are turned on when we cut to a film. So if you heard the sound of running, tinkling water or that sort of thing, we haven't got a leak. I'm not incontinent. I'm making a coffee. So there you go. Just in case you wondered. In fact, it's made.
Jackie says, I think my daughter Carrie would agree with you. She manages the Ladybirds play group, and each time they start off a new term, there is a new strain of germs to fight off and build up immunity. Yes, you get around children, you get yuck.
You do get yuck. It's one of those things, isn't it? One of those things.
Everybody is welcoming Debbie. Station Master says, just waiting to see how wide Jeff's smile gets. Debbie texted me literally about 5 minutes before the show started. I heard a little beep and I looked. So yes, I'm smiling. I have to say though, I heard a rumor that Debbie is battling cancer. So, I want to wish her the very best, and give everybody else the opportunity to wish her the very best also.
Yes, and we're going to meet a very brave, very wonderful little girl later on. She's 9 years old. She hasn't got cancer, but she knows somebody who has. So watch out for that. She's an amazing little thing. In the meantime, we have had a dearth, shall we say? Dearth, that's a good word. I like that. There's shortage of films from our man here, Mr. Jeff Kellison. Now, he's recently sent me one through. It's kind of Jeff's musings on different things, and some of them involve me. So I've made a little edited down version because it's a good film. It's going live, if not tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. So watch out for it. Go back and watch the rest of that. But for now, have a look at what Jeff thinks.
City, Iowa, where the prairie is endless and you have nothing but time as you drive along, passing the miles. You think of the darndest things. You think of friends and times long gone. I think of my first car, which I loved, and I would give a ridiculous amount of money to have today. Today, mostly I am thinking about Gabriel, who, with the help of his neighbor, is sprucing up his house, the yard around his house, putting in gravel and straightening up the trees and the shrubs. Even his backyard has gotten a sprucing up, complete with table and chairs, and a new storage shed. But the one thing that you don't see in his backyard is a grill. And I just can't wrap my head around it. I grill all the time. This is a couple of steaks that I cooked not long ago along the road in my little portable gas grill. I grew up grilling. I've always grilled, a couple times a week, and it's difficult to wrap my head around the fact that Gabriel doesn't even own a grill. But then you don't really hear people talking about grilling, like the Ponderer and the Station Master. I think it is one of those things that we do that maybe the British don't. Like maple bars. We do maple bars. But poor Gabriel wants to try maple bars so bad he can't stand it, and they are nowhere to be found. I would love to tell you that our association has always been good for Gabriel, but I'm not sure that that would be the truth. As a matter of fact, if you talk to the people in Glastonbury, I'm sure that they would tell you that there was a marked difference in the lad after he started associating with his friend the Yank. Dave the Wandering Ponderer and I were talking one day about our favorite things in the whole world, and I said that if I lived in Britain, One of the things that I would have great difficulty doing away with would be pinwheels. I love pinwheels. They are a chocolate marshmallow cookie that they sell here. And if I was living over there and I knew I could never get pinwheels again, that would be very difficult. I decided when I went shopping that I was going to buy a package of pinwheels and slip them in a box that I was sending the Ponderer. And that is exactly what I did. I'm not exactly sure that he was ever the same afterward, but I guess I should apologize to Mrs. Ponderer. But getting back to grilling, we grill a lot. It would be very hard to live where people didn't grill. I enjoy grilling. Grilling is one of the things that I truly enjoy. I absolutely love Belisha beacons, but I'm not sure that I would be willing to trade pinwheels for Belisha beacons. Trading barbecuing for castles would be very difficult too.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Trading barbecues for castles. That's not one I've ever heard before, but I like it. We could try English heritage. Would you be prepared to trade one of your castles for barbecuing? You could also have a barbecue at a parcel.
I was wondering if Debbie remembered my car. I loved that car. I did. I loved that car more than life itself.
Yeah, how long did you have it for?
Long time, maybe like 10 years. But I also had a pickup that I had my pickup, my turquoise 66 Ford that I drove to school too.
Oh, really? One of those, I think it might have been a 66, but it was a full pickup, the one with the big wheel arches.
Yeah.
Yeah, drove past me down Beer Lane the other day, and I thought, oh, I bet Jeff would be able to know exactly what that one was. Tell me the stroke, tell me the bore, tell me the construction, how it was made, what year it came out.
I think I drove the car. I think I drove the car my junior year, and I drove the pickup my senior year.
Yeah. One thing we should tell the world about Jeff here, if ever you're in his vicinity and you happen to be going to a pub quiz and you happen to be one man short, that's your man. He is a pub quiz champion, aren't you, Jeff, on the quiet?
Well, I know a little trivia. I always, when I used to be in the trivia contests, I would always win. I wonder how well I would do over there, though, because I would think that a trivia, I always qualify that because I know I'm going to go over there and visit, and everybody's going to go, oh, let's go to the Beckett's, they're having a trivia. So I always qualify it because I don't know English history. I don't know the history of your nobility.
That's true.
And English cinema. So,
although you have English favorite films, don't you already?
I do, and I have. I love John Betjeman, the British poet laureate. Oh, I could read him all day long.
Yeah, me too. My favorite film is actually Branch Line Railway. That is my all-time favorite film, and that's one of his.
I like that. The Heart of England. That little film, The Heart of England. I love that film, and I love This Is York.
Yes. Who was it? Telly Savalas, Kojak did one about Birmingham, didn't he? We watched that. And if ever you've seen it, it crops up on you on social media from time to time. It's this really bad, really sort of cringe-inspiring promotional videos about Birmingham, but imagine it done in the 70s. With all this sort of wow music, and it's kind of, hey, this is wonderful Birmingham by Telly Savalas. It's horrible. But apparently we found out through watching that he did a series of those things. Look it up, Telly Savalas on English Towns and Cities. And it's, oh man, they are so bad in such an awful way that they are absolute eye candy. You can't stop watching them. They are. Oh dear, oh dear.
I
They
don't
are.
I don't remember what Debbie drove to high school. I don't remember. I remember I was thinking it was a 51 Ford pickup, but that was Ruby Wilkins that had the 51 Ford pickup. So I don't remember.
Question number 2, Debbie. What did you drive to school? Did she answer my first question, by the way?
Yes, she did. She said,
Oh,
thank you, everyone. Jeff is as sweet and as cute as high school. What warmth and love I feel. You guys are awesome.
there you go. See, it's genuine and it's lifelong. That's good news. I thought it would be. So she has question number 2 to answer now. So moving along a little bit.
Oh,
I'm just
you need to do the remind Bernie.
Oh, yes. Okay, here we go. Sorry. There you go. Just in the nick of time. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. So what was we looking at? I was looking at my glasses. Yes. Now, we have a vicar. Well, he's a curate. We've lost our vicar. He went back in April, I think, to Pastures New. We're about to lose our curate, and I've always really liked him. In fact, he gave me a gas cooking not 2 days ago. Completely irrelevant. I don't even know why I said it, but he did. And so I did a little bit of an interview with him before he went, and I thought I would like to show you a little bit of how that interview went. So, without any further ado, I'm just going to let me just explain why I have to do this. I have my screen way back there. I'm touching it now, it's miles away. And here is my camera, much closer. And so the camera's in front of the screen, quite close to me, and all these screens are at the back. And I have to kind of look round it. I have glasses for distance. I have glasses. It's ridiculous. Anyway, here it is. Just before we go to this, Jeff, is there anything in the comments? I mean, we've not.
Oh, yes, there's lots. Station Master says you would have to have Turnox tea cakes, Jeff, every bit as good as Pinwheels.
Yes, spot on.
Wandering Ponderer says, I told him that, Bernie. Ed Hasseltine agrees. He said, yes, Turnux would be almost the same as Pinwheel by the looks of it. Mason Lawson says, we have wagon wheels here in Great Britain, similar to your chocolates. Station Master says, was that Bodgem Castle? Great uncle many times back. He was asking about that picture that you flashed on the screen.
Which one?
I think it was the one I used for asking if I would trade.
Yes. Which one was that?
It was Bodgem, I think.
Okay.
Barry West says, great contribution, Jeff. Tracy Murphy says, sorry you're unwell, Bernie. Yes, our station master is very unwell. Mason Lawson says, we did one on Oxford. I think he's talking about the Telly Savalas.
Yes. I mean, they were just so bad. They were brilliant.
Jackie says, I watched your video about the dear little girl raising money for her auntie. Yes, that is so sad.
Yes, there is going to be a little clip from that later on. She's such an admirable little girl. 9 years
But
old.
you and I, we got her over her goal. Her goal was 400 pounds, and we got her over it. So
we did. And then I'm going to be hopefully talking to her mum soon and finding out what the final sum raised was and meeting up again because she'll have her certificate to say how much she's raised. And we can go and see how well she did. And then what we're probably going to do is take her up to the next 100. So that'll be fun.
Let's see. Mason Lawson says, I believe Birmingham, our second city, is having loads of problems. It's about 40 miles away from me. It's gone crazy, bankrupt, and all types.
Yeah. Mind you, a lot of our big cities are having trouble at the moment. The way they've been funded from central government over the last 15, 20 years. It just, I mean, our Somerset here, our very own county council is selling stuff off, because literally selling stuff off or giving it away because they're facing bankruptcy. Now, Glastonbury Town Council now runs its own market. There is a film there. We may or may not watch it. But Glastonbury Council now runs the market, not Somerset County Council. What else has happened? We've got the park. There's a park up the road, the main park that everybody uses. We now got that. St Edmunds Hall up on the hill, they've got that. There's many other things coming along that Glastonbury Council is taking over. But, you know, they've got no money, these councils.
Tracy Murphy says he did one on Portsmouth too. Oh, those were so bad.
Oh, they're refreshingly good because they're so bad. I mean,
Yes, it's like a train wreck. You're compelled to watch.
you are.
Sweep the Cats. Oh, Sweep the Cat's with us. Good evening, and apologize. My wife's daughter was having a baby, so I'm a bit late today.
That's all right. We forgive you. Just don't do it again.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. Well done. Wow. We were just talking about kids, weren't we, earlier on?
Debbie says I had a Corolla. I wrapped around a tree on my senior year, replaced it with a Datsun pickup. I remember the Datsun pickup. I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. A Toyota Corolla. We had those here.
I wonder if Debbie remembers Ruby Wilkins, her 51 Ford. Oh, that thing it was perfect. That thing was pristine. It would be worth, I mean, you could buy a nice house off what that thing would be worth now.
Yeah. Wow.
Barry West asks, any news on Merlin's tribute?
Yes, updates. Right. On the 27th of this month, which is not next Sunday, it's the Sunday after, there is a gathering taking place at Market Square in Glastonbury at 1:00 of the PM. People are asked if they would like to dress in blue. It's not compulsory, but a lot of people are going to dress in blue. We have a wall in Heafy's Cafe. If you have a photograph of Merlin that you like, print it out, bring it along, and we'll stick it on the wall. We've got a wall in the cafe for the day to make into a Merlin wall. And then sometime around 1:00, 1:30, when everybody's gathered and everybody's arrived, we will reveal the painting, and that will be it done. I believe the Dragon Drummers are going to turn up. I've put a request out if anybody wants to do any music or say a few words, because Merlin's family, or won't mind me saying this, they're either old or fairly frail, and so they've not really got involved. Merlin didn't want a funeral or anything like a funeral. So he's going to be cremated, and his ashes are going to go to the Garden of Remembrance, which is up in Glastonbury Cemetery. Meanwhile, what we're thinking is this occasion with the picture being unveiled can kind of become a place you can go on the day and kind of say your farewell to Merlin, because there isn't an opportunity like the funeral would give, or anything like that. So this is not only a celebration of Merlin and a celebration of his picture going on the wall, but it's also, I hope, going to be an opportunity for people to come and say goodbye to them now. It's as simple as that. So that's where we're at, Sunday the 27th at 1:00 in the afternoon. Be there or be square. There you go, Jeff. Hope that answers the question. I
Um,
will. On Facebook, we have a memorial for Merlin. If you search a memorial for Merlin on Facebook, you'll see the page come up, and I do frequent updates on there 2 or 3 times a week, bringing people up to speed what's going on. Sorry, Jeff.
Sweep the Cat is asking any news on the tree saplings.
Yeah, I've been away. I'm going away. I'm concentrating on getting this picture up because we want it up in time for Beltane. Because 3 or 4 days after he goes on the wall, there will be thousands of people in that square celebrating Beltane, and we wanted him looking down on those people. As soon as this is done, the next thing I'm going to organise is the tree saplings. Now, the tree saplings are very generously being given to us by somebody, and I want to fit in around when they can do it, when it's good for them. So I'll be contacting them again after the event, and we'll be looking into doing that. It would simply be a case of turning up in town somewhere, putting up a trestle table with these things, letting people know we're going to be there. They can come along, grab what they want, and go and plant them. And there'll be little Merlin memorial trees all over the place.
I
Go on.
I feel compelled to explain for Debbie. Merlin was a gentleman in Glastonbury that dressed up as Merlin the magician and the sorcerer, and he was a much loved person in Glastonbury. Everyone loved Merlin. He did rune readings, and he did all kinds of things. And he died not too long ago, and it really rocked the entire Glastonbury community. And so they're going to put his portrait up on one of the walls in the town square, and one of the local nurseries is giving saplings, going to give saplings away so that people can take them home and plant them to commemorate Merlin.
Yeah, because again, he was. I mean, we took him away. I mean, the channel. We took him away. We took him back up to where he had his shop, Kidderminster, up that way. And there was, I think, 3 or 4 videos came out of that. So we, at least, excuse me, I do feel grateful that we gave him the opportunity to do that one last time, because he may not have done it otherwise. So. And I think he enjoyed himself up there. He really did. He really did have a great time. You can see on the film, he's like a kid walking around the place. I mean, don't forget, we took him from Glastonbury to Kidderminster on the train in full Merlin outfit. And we spent the weekend traveling around up there in full Merlin outfit. So he didn't take that off. So it was a complete Merlin away day. It was fantastic. And nobody took the mickey out of him. If you walked along behind him as you walked down the road and you looked at the people coming towards you, they're all smiling. Every single one of them, all smiling. Nobody was like, oh, there's a bloody idiot. What's he doing? Even in a town like, Midlands town like that, where it's not the usual thing. I mean, in Glastonbury, okay, there's a wizard. Yeah, really? What day is it? But up there, it's not something you see every day. And it was great. And at one point, there's a bit on the film where he meets the local character up there. There's another sort of older gentleman with lots of characteristics. And they got like house on fire. It was really, really funny. Any more in the comments before we move on, Jeff?
Apparently Sunday is our station master's birthday.
No way. Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, we'll have to do something to commemorate that, won't we? Ooh.
Jackie says, I hope the memorial for Merlin on the 27th goes off splendidly. I will be at the family gathering that day. Mother-in-law is very poorly, and we need to make memories.
Yes, you do. Yes, you absolutely do. 100%. Yes. Well, of course, it will be filmed somehow. Hopefully it'll sort of self-run itself. I'm not going to hopefully have to be like an MC at the event. I've already been sort of shoehorned into revealing the painting, which I didn't want to do, but we got to try and find somewhere filming the thing. But yeah, we've got. It's unfortunate that I'm away for the week. I come home on the Saturday and it's on the Sunday. I would have preferred to have been here in the week running up, but I'm just gonna have to do everything remotely, I guess. But it'll be fun.
We have Allison O'Brien with us. I'm sorry, Allison, I missed you earlier. Happy birthday, Bernie. Hope you have a nice day.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Bernie. Hope you have a nice day. Wow. Interesting. I like your last train video, by the way, your model trains. I did toy with the idea of getting into model trains, but when am I going to have time to do it? So no. But what I am going to do is this room that you see around me is going to change radically. But what's happening is the front garden has been done, as you saw in those videos. The back garden has been done. I've now decorated the hallway because my house.
The neighbor lady, Miranda.
Yes, the next door neighbor likes working on projects and did the garden, and it's inspired me to do the hallway, which I've now kind of decorated. That's going to have a diamond-shaped tiles situation downstairs. It's got a polished floor upstairs and a black carpet coming down. My grandfather clock behind me here is going to go downstairs where it should be by the door as you enter the house, which is going to leave room for something rather nice to go there, courtesy of our sponsors, Heart of the Tribe. But more on that later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the opportunity to gut this room, completely gut it out. And then I'm going to build a purpose-built studio to my exact requirements using kitchen cabinets. Because the biggest requirement I have on my studio is that it gives me places to put stuff. At the moment, if I want, I don't know, one of these batteries, I have to go hunting for them. I don't know where they are. They could be under a pile of stuff here, in a drawer over there. I don't know. But wouldn't it be nice if I could go to a drawer that had batteries written on the front, and together with all my other batteries, they'd be in that drawer? Well, that's where I intend to go. I'm going to design a studio in here built of kitchen cabinets, but in a way that it maximizes storage and gives me somewhere to put everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything that's left after I've thrown everything else away. That's the thing. But here is, look, this is, I mean, I didn't even know I could do this, but I did it. You can't see it probably, but that is graph paper. And it is a plan of this room where each of those squares is 50 millimeters. So it's actually at a scale of 1 to 1000. So what I can do then is I don't know where it's gone. I did have one. I can draw the furniture to scale, and then I can kind of move it around.
Couple little cats. Draw a couple little cats in there.
Well, yeah, I suppose,
Coffee pot.
Little 4 square, yeah, little coffee pot. But the idea is that I'm going to have, at the moment, I'm sat looking at my monitor where I work to make videos. To my left over here is a window, which obviously lets in daylight. So I figured that if I had a studio that had my work desk here for my editing, but then I could turn like this, flick a switch and have my studio already set up with a backdrop behind me. So that's what I'm going to do over the next couple of months, hopefully no more than that. It's going to be cathartic, to say the very least. I think that's the correct word, but it's got to be done. I cannot work in this room anymore. I've got to do it. And kind of decorating the hall, seeing what the garden, my garden I got back 15 years I've lived here. Never used the garden.
When you get all done, you can come help me put my RV together.
Ah, there you go. That'll be my next project. Absolutely. Any more comments?
Yes, Ed Hasseltine says, at worst, people can tune in from the town hall webcam of Market Cross, and that's what we are planning. Debbie, if you want to see the Merlin thing, or you just want to tune in and see the doings on the 27th to see them have a memorial for Merlin. He truly was an amazing person. He really was. He reminded. Do you remember the chemistry teacher at Warrenton, Mr. Baldwin? He reminds you of Mr. Baldwin. He was just a very sweet person. It's all you have to do is Google Glastonbury Market Cam, and there's a camera, and it's right on the town square. I look at it all the time. It's really amazing because you can see in real time what's going on in Glastonbury, England, and usually there's a very rotund individual in a sweatshirt headed for coffee trotting by.
Yeah, you could often see my fat ass sat outside the cafe, right in the middle of the image there, sipping. I tend to drink. I do tend to drink nowadays an awful lot of chai latte, and it's getting more popular. You can get it everywhere because I'm really snobby about my coffee. I really am. I know what I like, and quite often I don't get it in coffee shops.
You like Folgers. I send you a can of Folgers and you're a convert now.
Folgers!
Folgers, it's good coffee.
Big ones. Yes, I've just drunk one. That's what I was drinking just now. It's fabulous stuff. But I also, when I'm out having coffee, there's a certain kind of taste I'm looking for, a certain kind of finish to the coffee as well. Because I drink latte, so I'm looking for that silky smoothness. Anyway, long story short, so I often drink chai latte. There's a couple of places where I will drink coffee, and one of them is Heafy's, where you see my fat ass sat quite often on the webcam.
Oh, I'm sure Debbie would agree with me that Dutch Brothers. Oh my God, Dutch Brothers.
Dutch Brothers, yeah.
Allison says I had a birthday 2 weeks ago. So happy belated birthday, Allison.
Happy birthday, Allison. Well done, you.
Andrew wants to know, will you need to go to Proper Job in Glastonbury for supplies?
Yes, I do. Proper Job. All the paint in my hallway came from Proper Job. All of the varnish and the linseed oil for the floor came from Proper Job. The green paint you saw on the fence in the back garden, Proper Job. I go there for everything. Yeah, Proper Job. They're just useful. They're there.
Debbie says, tell me again what to look up. It's Glastonbury Market Cam. If you Google that, you'll see it. Glastonbury Market Cam. It's a camera. It's over the town square. You look right out on the Market Cross. You can sit and watch the people go by. Glastonbury, people there. Glastonbury is exactly like Cannon Beach. It's the same vibe as Cannon Beach.
The camera is actually sat right on top of the town hall, and it looks. If you know Glastonbury, you know where the town hall is. Imagine you're on top of the town hall looking at the market square. That's the view it gives you, which is why you can see my fat ass sat outside Heafy's.
You can too, and you can always tell it's him because he has his backpack. It's.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is my backpack. Where if I'm upright and I'm outside this house, that's on my back. It has my YouTube studio in it, which isn't very big, but it's everything I need: batteries, rechargers, everything. It's wherever I go, that is with me. Yes, definitely. I like my backpack. I'll be using it a lot next week when I go to Utrecht. I'll run you through that now. Basically, as you know, in order to film the fish doorbell, which some of you have seen, some of you haven't, it's a fascinating story and a good news story. I went out to Utrecht to film that, and I fell in love with the place. There's no two ways about it. It's Bruges all over again. Bruges B2. I love it. And anyway, as I was leaving on the train to go back to Amsterdam, I was on my phone like this, booking my next stay. My next stay is next week. And I'm doing something while I'm there, which I've always wanted to do for a long, long time. I'm going on the Wednesday. I'm there from the Tuesday to the Friday. On the Wednesday, I'm getting on a Deutsche Bahn train, which runs out from Amsterdam and goes off into Germany. Now, I've never been to Germany. This is my first trip to Germany, and that journey will take me to Wuppertal and to the monorail, which is 100-year-old monorail, because they had nowhere to put a train, so they put it in the air, and it's absolutely a stroke of genius. It's still in use. They've obviously modernized the cars, and so I'm going to do that. And I've got a favorite coffee shop out there where their coffee is. One thing about the Dutch is they do know how to make coffee. I don't know what it is. They have a way with coffee. It's a very dark, rich, dark blend of coffee. Whereas over here we tend to have a lighter, more sort of flowery toned coffee. Theirs is much, much more roasted, dark. Oh, nice. I like it. And another thing I noticed about while we're on the subject of Holland, I call it Holland. I know it's the Netherlands, but while a lot of people smoke. Now, when I used to smoke years ago, 25 years since I've smoked, but back then I smoked roll-ups, and one of the main suppliers of roll-up tobacco was Dutch. You know, Samson, Drum. I can't remember all the other names. It's too far long ago. But Samson was a big black, and it's still going, I believe. Used to be blue with a lion on it. Now I think it's white with a public health warning on it. I don't know. But yeah. So lots of people smoke in Holland.
I never smoked a cigarette in my life.
No, you haven't, have you?
No, never smoked a cigarette in my life. When I was a kid growing up, we used to go to my aunt's house and stay, and they had a it was a sunken family room, and they had like 3 hide-a-beds in it. And when we would go to their house, that's where we would stay. And it bordered a wall with their bedroom. And you'd lay in bed, you'd listen to those people cough. And I remember asking my mom, why do those people cough all night long? And my mom would say, because they smoke. And so you couldn't have poked a cigarette in my hand. Said laying there listening to them poor people cough all night long.
No way. No, absolutely not. I just drifted into it, like I guess most kids do at 16. Don't know. I started off smoking Consulate. For those of a certain age who remember those, they were menthol cigarettes, and I always had a penchant for menthol cigarettes. Although, you know, I didn't smoke straights as we called them. You know, the pre-built ones for years and years and years. But anyway, we're coming towards the end of the show. So what I'd like to do, if it's all right with you, Jeff, and everybody out there, can we go through the comments one last time, say goodnight, and then I want to leave you with a video of that brave little lady that I mentioned earlier on and what she was doing. So Jeff, the comments, who, what, where, when, how?
Barry West, I don't think I said hello to Barry. I don't think I realized that Barry was here. Hello, Barry. I hope you are well. My spiritual brother, I hope you are just knocking the world dead.
He normally is when I see him.
Mocha Berry is much missed, Gabriel. Yes, it is. You should join. your sign on the wall.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to do this, ladies and gentlemen. If you look over there, I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit dark. Give me a second. I'll light it and come back to you. Carry on, Jeff.
Jackie says all birthdays are important. Some people aren't lucky enough to have reached the ages we have. Life is precious.
That's very true.
Tracy Murphy. Hello, Tracy. I don't think I said hello to you either. I don't think I knew that you were here. This is so true, Jackie. Everyone is a blessing. Wandering Ponder says, oh no, Jeff, the end is near. Barry says, everything good, brother Jeff. Tracy says, lovely broadcast, Gabriel and Jeff. Thank you. Well, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Let's try this again with a bit of light on it. I don't know if you can see that now. Yes, you can. That was in the front window of the Mockerbury for all those years with the famous line, 2 from the bottom, smoking encouraged. That says everything you need to know about the wonderful, wonderful Mockerbury. It was on the floor and Ali was in there clearing out and I walked past and I said to her, Ali, she said, yeah, what are you doing with that? Why? What do you want it for? I said, what do you mean? I want to put it on my wall and worship it as a memory of what a wonderful place this used to be. And she said, you don't really want it, do you? I said, yes, please, 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 please. So she gave it to me and it's been hanging on my wall ever since. Wouldn't let that be built into the new studio. Definitely.
Well, I guess the end is near, so I will tell everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's wonderful to have Debbie here tonight. I am on my way back to Omaha.
Yes. Are you driving after this or are you parked now, Jeff?
I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to message Debbie again and find out how everyone is and who she's talked to and all that, and then I'll make a decision.
Okay, bro. Okay. Well, I won't ring you straight after the show. Then I'll let you talk to Debbie. So, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to finish off with this little lady called Sophia. I was contacted by her mum to ask if I would, do a little video. Basically, I'll let Sophia tell you the story. Here we go.
Good night, everybody.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, outside proper job, in a very deserted, cold Sunday morning. And I've brought you here to meet the amazing Sophia, who's over there, litter picking. Look. Hello, Sophia. Hello. You are an amazing little lady, aren't you? Absolutely. So is it just you two doing this all day?
And
Oh look, here's another one.
I'm Neil.
Here comes Neil.
I like doing litter picking, and my auntie has terminal cancer, and I just feel helpless.
I know. There's nothing you can do, is there? It's horrible. But I think you're very brave. I think you're very courageous. And I absolutely admire you for what you're doing. So let's hope other people do as well and give you some money. Because the more money we can throw at this, eventually, they are going to find a cure for it, every little bit helps. One day, maybe not even in our lifetime, they will find a way to deal with this. And what you're doing today is going to help that cause, definitely. Here comes the reinforcements. Morning.
How you doing, right?
All righty. So here is the full team, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
How you doing?
Good. So don't forget, head on down here to the car park at Proper Job. Off you go then. Happy
Super.
litter picking.
Thank you. Right, come on.
Well, as Sophie and her mum pick up the litter behind me, I think this is amazing what they're doing today. And I'm going to ask you, everybody, in the description below will be a link to the charity that they're raising the money for. If this little girl can get up on a Sunday morning and come down here and litter pick an entire car park to raise money, then the least we can do is join in and help, don't you think?
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. It's been great having you all here. I'm going to say goodnight. Jeff's gone because he wanted to talk to his friend who he's not talked to for years, and he has probably got some more driving to do tonight. So thank you again. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and I'll have all the stories about the Netherlands to tell you. Good night. And I'm going to press this button over here and make it look like I know what I'm doing.